Hello, this is another microbiology lecture on orthomyxoviruses, particularly the influenza viruses. So, orthos actually comes from the Greek word that means straight, and myxo meaning mucus. So, straight mucus actually doesn't make any sense that way, but in chemistry, orthos also actually means watery, referring to the ability of water to flow straight. So medically, it means watery mucous viruses, no? Which makes more sense because this refers to a common symptom of the orthomyxoviruses. On the other hand, influenza, or flu for short, comes from the Italian word for influence, no? Because at one point people thought that the illness was due to unfavorable astrological influences or the quote unquote influence of the stars. So actually during the outbreak in the 1700s, Italians called it influenza di Qatar because it indeed caused catarrhal symptoms, no? Or excessive nasal and throat mucus discharge. Okay? So this is also the reason why a lot of people confuse the cold with the flu, which are actually different diseases and viruses. Now, first of all, both are respiratory illnesses, okay? And they may have similar overlapping symptoms. So that's the confusion. And because of this, it is actually difficult and many times even impossible to tell the difference between them based on symptoms alone. So that's why this makes a laboratory test the only reliable way to distinguish from the two, which we will talk about a little later. Generally, sneezing, stuffy nose, runny nose, and sore throat are common in both. Okay, cough and headache, although they are more common with flu, they can also be present with colds because of the congestion and the postnasal drip. Right. Fatigue and weakness can also be present in both, but it is not usual with colds. Fever, chills, and body aches or myalgia can also be present in both, but they are more common and more pronounced with the flu. So again, technically, just by symptoms alone, you can never can tell. Okay, so you can never tell just by symptoms or clinical manifestations alone. But do you think it is important to differentiate between the two?